Welcome to the 5-Minute History Channel. Today, we explore a lesson the world keeps forgetting and keeps paying for: tariffs. A tariff is a tax placed on imported goods. Governments use them to raise money, protect local industries, or influence foreign trade. Nations use tariffs to encourage local production, punish unfair trade, or raise revenue. But history shows us they often backfire. Do tariffs work? Economists argue tariffs might offer short-term gains, but long-term damage often outweighs the benefits. Tariffs have been around for centuries. From colonial times to the early U.S. economy, they helped fund governments, but also sparked rebellion and stagnation. In 1930, the U.S. passed the disastrous Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. Tariffs were raised on more than 20,000 goods. The world responded by shutting America out. One of the worst effects of Smoot-Hawley was American agriculture was hit hard. Wheat exports collapsed. Prices fell. But the price of corn went up and corn flakes went up 40%. People had no money. Thousands of farms went under. Tariffs were meant to protect. Instead, they destroyed. Today, we're watching history echo in a way we rarely get to see. President Trump has announced sweeping global tariffs and the world is paying attention. Examples of new tariffs. Electronics from China, now facing tariffs up to 145%. Yes, Trump changed this since this slide was made. German cars like the BMW X5, hit with new 25% duties. Trump's 2025 tariffs versus Smoot-Hawley of 1930. Some are calling this the modern Smoot-Hawley. Massive, sudden, risky. A warning echoed in history. The markets reacted very quickly. Since Trump made the announcement April 2nd, the Dow plunged, closing at 37,645.59 on April 8th. $10 trillion lost in 5 trading days. The 90-day pause is not what you think. Even with a 90-day pause, tariffs remain at an average of 20%, compared to Trump's pre-trade war levels of an average of under 2%. That's a gigantic increase. Tariffs still remain 20% for Canada and Mexico. Canada and Mexico, our largest trading partners, still face a stiff 20% tariff. No pause. No change. That's inflationary pressure right here at home. What does this mean for you at the store? A washer made in Mexico was $1,000. Now the same one will be $1,200. A cheap rug from China you might get at Home Depot was $200. Trump has raised China to 145%, making the rug $490 if these tariffs happen. Tariffs hit everyone. Why the outrage? So why such a big reaction? Because this affects everyone. The stock market, our allies, Congress, the media, and the public. India tried something similar in 2018. A 50% tariff on lentils. Called the Indian Pulse Tariff, it backfired big time. Result? Prices soared. Consumers couldn't afford the price increase, so farmers were hurt when they couldn't sell at those prices. Here is another backfire. The UK attempted tariffs on bacon back in 1931. It sparked backlash. Just like in India or in the US on corn flakes. Bacon prices soared. People started hoarding, afraid of further price hikes, creating shortages throughout the UK. The Navigation Acts of 1651 were some of the earliest uses of tariffs. They were designed to control colonial trade. They bred resentment and rebellion. In ancient Greece, they used tariffs to raise taxes on ships arriving to their ports. Why tariffs were invented? Originally, tariffs raised revenue and protected national interests. But they weren't designed for today's global interconnected economy where very little made all comes from the same place. Virtually all cars have parts from all over the world, no matter where they are assembled. To understand today, we must understand history. History gives us perspective and tools to avoid repeating costly mistakes. History shows how people responded to crisis. It teaches us to recognize patterns. It helps us build smarter, stronger democracies. The events of the past 2 weeks prove one thing. Understanding history isn't optional, it's essential. We've learned our lesson about tariffs, the hard way. Centuries of chaos. No one wants to go through that again. We must heed history's warning on tariffs. At the 5-Minute History Channel, we believe history is the lens that makes sense of now. Events are moving quickly. Some numbers may have changed since this was recorded. We hope this video has helped you see today through the lens of history. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. History matters. And the future depends on how well we understand the past.